Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. First of all, I'd like to thank KTC for the opportunity to test one of their high-end LCD monitors. And you guys know me, I'm a huge OLED fan. Samsung or LG, it really doesn't matter as long OLED. And therefore I was actually very skeptical about this monitor, because from my experience over the time with LCD screens, in my mind I thought there is no good LCD monitor out there. But I couldn't be more wrong. So what are we actually talking about today in this video? We're talking about a 32-inch IPS panel with 4K resolution and 144 Hz maximum refresh rate. And then we have FreeSync and G-Sync compatibility, and not just that, we have also HDR on board, but not just any HDR certification. We have HDR1000, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit later. So let's continue with connections, and we have one DisplayPort 1.4 and two HDMI 2.1 ports fully compatible with PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series. And on top, and I did not realize this in the very beginning, we have a USB-C DisplayPort connection, and I really appreciate this port because I am working from home a lot, and yeah, my laptop is fully compatible with USB-C and DisplayPort, and it is so simple, it is so easy. You just need one cable. There's not even an external charger needed anymore for my laptop. And now let's talk about something very important. Dimming zones. We have 1152 dimming zones on this 32-inch display. 4608 LEDs for this 1152 dimming zones. And I like to repeat myself, 1152 dimming zones. So why I'm actually so excited about this is very simple. Back then I had the QN95B from Samsung, and this LCD TV was the flagship for the year 2022, and this TV in the 65-inch version had 720 dimming zones. And one reason why I was not happy with the QN95B back then was because of halo and blooming effects, especially when you watch darker movies or you play darker games or you watched movies with subtitles. And I like to remember you again, the QN95B 65-inch version, 720 dimming zones. And now on the M32P10 we're talking about 1152 dimming zones on a 32-inch display. And if you now do the math, you know exactly which screen has the advantage in regards of local dimming. And I can assure you, through all my testing, I found almost no issue with local dimming. Of course, it is not comparable with an OLED screen, but again, 1152 dimming zones is pretty close.
My hands steady, I feel ready, but my legs heavy, I don't get it. How come I haven't hit it already? Still working, I'm still learning, I'm still searching, finally earning something, finally turning something called a profit. If I hear you talking shit, don't get caught in it. I'll be popping off and hit your ass, dropping all your shit. Yeah, I promise this, I got promises, you ain't stopping this. Cross my shit, you'll be knocked unconscious, bitch. That's the consequence, I got this, I will not quit. Man, I'm on it, honest, I'm gon' launch quick, then I'm gone. It's just a matter of time before I'm over the climb and moving under my prime. Just quit my 9 to 5, I'm rocking, and they watching, cause it's shocking. Dropping all these top 10 songs, no stopping. It's time to live my life, it's time to live, not die. Wish I could slow down time and just enjoy the climb. And I'm the one to get it, bro. I swear to God I'll get it, bro. So don't just let me get it.
And now let's move on and let's talk about HDR. And I mentioned already earlier in the video that this screen has an HDR1000 certification. And of course I verified this, and you can see my results here. I measured on a 10% window 1200 to 1300 nits. This is quite impressive, but this is not the best part, because I measured on a wide full screen 800 nits, 800 candela. This is really impressive. And believe me when I say that playing HDR games on this monitor was a complete new experience, because compared to my LG G2, there was no dimming, no ABL, nothing. There is no automatic brightness limiter. I mean, come on, we have 800 nits full screen brightness. This is amazing, and especially HDR games with a lot of specular highlights looking just fantastic on this screen.
My hands steady, I feel ready, but my legs heavy, I don't get it. How come I haven't hit it already? Still working, I'm still learning, I'm still searching, finally earning something, finally turning something called a profit. If I hear you talking shit, don't get caught in it. I'll be popping off and hit your ass, dropping all your shit. Yeah, I promise this.
And now let's talk about connecting my PC, connecting my PlayStation 5 and connecting my Xbox Series X to this monitor. Have I experienced any issues? And the short answer is no. There was no issue at all when I connected this monitor to my PC via the DisplayPort 1.4 cable. And the monitor was recognized as FreeSync and G-Sync compatible, HDR1000, and yeah, everything was just hunky-dory. The more important question is there any issue or any compatibility issue with PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X? And the very short answer is no. There was no issue at all when I connected my PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X. We have HDR support, we have VRR support, we have 120 Hz support, and the best is all at the same time. The only thing what I like to complain about is that when you change inputs, let's say from DisplayPort to HDMI 1, it just takes a little bit too long. The overall picture quality from this monitor is very high. When we're talking about screen uniformity, then no, it is not on the same level as, let's say, the Samsung S95C, which is the reference at the moment in regards of panel uniformity. But for an LCD screen, it is the best what I ever had. Of course, when you look at test pattern or test screens or maybe some test movies, you can see some issues with the screen uniformity, but I have the same issues on my LG G2 or the LG CX. Just the S95C is almost perfect. So screen uniformity or DSE, dirty screen effects, are not an issue on my sample, at least not on my sample. But we need to keep in mind this can really vary from sample to sample. It's very hard to tell, but I have the feeling that the build quality and the quality in general on this monitor is on a very high level. Another very important aspect is input lag, and I'm unfortunately not able to measure input lag, but what I can tell you is that this monitor is just good. I mean, I haven't had any issues, but I haven't had any issues on my OLED screens as well. So I have the feeling that this screen reacts a little bit faster than my OLED screen, especially in desktop mode. I have the feeling that when I'm moving my mouse, the pointer is just a little bit more responsive. But again, very, very hard to prove. And yeah, in general, I have to say no issues with input lag. This monitor is highly recommended to play games. Okay, my friends, so what is my summary now? Can I actually recommend this monitor? And yes, I can absolutely recommend this monitor. We talked about all the advantages, we talked about all the disadvantages, and yeah, summary is I really do like it. I mean, this LCD screen is the best LCD monitor what I ever had. Full stop. Okay. Again, of course, OLED has advantages, but also disadvantages. I mean, full screen brightness here is just wow. I mean, this is just wow. And this is one of the disadvantages on the OLED screen here, LG G2 or any OLED screen, which is a big disadvantages in my opinion, because yeah, you can clearly see all the dimming all the time happening on an OLED screen. Not the case here. I really do enjoy HDR gaming here. 1000 nits maximum peak brightness and the full screen brightness roughly around 800 candela. And I mean, that's fantastic, to be very honest. In regards of the connections, I told you already, I'm missing actually one more display port, but that's how it is. We have at least 2 HDMI 2.1 ports, so everything is fine with PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Yeah, again, my recommendation, if you're looking for an LCD screen at the moment, yeah, maybe check this out here. Thank you very much for watching me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.